and that's west. We're starting in a boat. That's because I accidentally placed a bed there. We don't have really many more beds. I do not like how the joystick and everything is at this point. And we can move the player. Oh wow, I really don't like how this works. Anyway, this is done on a phone. As hard as it is, I gotta find if there's a way to shrink these down. This is ridiculous. You might hear clawing and scratching noises to make certain maneuvers happen. Otherwise, it's held at a wide stance to prevent that. Wow, this is impossible. Come on, move the player. The stick is terrible. The size is terrible. This is completely wrecking how this works. You might hear clawing and scratching sounds if I can control the thing, if I can do that at all. Otherwise, it's held at a wide stance to prevent that, and we can move the player. Wow, this control scheme sucks now. Anyway, hold it at a wide stance to prevent that, but it comes at the cost of some control besides overly sized, newly poorly placed location of said controls, which could also include walking into trees, buildings, and pits of death. I did a quick look. I could not find any way to fix this yet. I really hope I can, because this is just ridiculously sized. All right, fortunately, because we're so locked in and that's not what we want, big time. We can unlock that. Yeah, we're whacking at stuff. That hasn't changed. How about we go over here? How is it that it's bigger and it's harder to control? Well, this is really tough to keep my finger on. Well, you know how it is at Microsoft. If it works, break it. If it ain't broke, fix it anyway. That's another one I like to say, because they sure as hell broke this. Wow, the controls is bad. Nice jump. Well, that hasn't changed. Bigger, just as dead jump buttons. Break. Didn't want to do that. Or we can grab sword. So yeah, the controls suck just as they normally do. Pressing the select button. So it is Friday. It's supposed to be a big, rainy, windy rainstorm today. So I think we're going to get a good jump on things. We can move the player. You know, just before we still need more, but I gotta really hold this in a funny way now. Still having to kill animals for food, because eat the food. Yeah, not whacking, we're eating. Speaking of dead controls, that pretty much cost us a life in the last episode. And then, of course, when it's time to eat, it didn't want to do that either, because why? You can move the player. Yeah, there's got to be a way to shrink it down. In fact, I know there is. I just got to remember what the setting is, because that is not in a good position. Make some more. All right, we're in a much better position with the amount of lumber we have on our hands now. Dave Grohl it there. Now my question is, did they raise the volume on this game? Placing the boat. Still terrible in terms of, I can't see where I'm going on the left now, because stinking joystick where it is. Oh yeah, I forgot the new boat mechanics, and I mean that's not a distance effect except for the half block sputtering heading east and west. But the jerky turning, that's a bug in how boats work. Look at that, my finger's almost off the screen now. See if I can tolerate this for this particular segment. Oh, wow. I'm literally almost entirely off the phone at this point. This is not a good place. At least I can do that much. Yeah, we can sleep. Good, get the rain out of the way. That shouldn't be a problem anymore. Try to get a little of the distance that we were attempting to make. Pressing. Yeah, so the whole dead control thing is still alive and well in this version. Yeah, yeah, I can really control this. This is bad. I'd like to move the player now. All right, up here. Oh, come on. Wow, the controls are awful. I almost said the word. And love to see some sheep, though. I think I could go back to the analog stick once we hit the... I just purposely moved a tiny bit there. So I think this whole day is going to be a loss in terms of the being able to go out and get a walk. Ooh, I almost went behind this tree, which would have just made things that much harder. Ooh, we made that. That was good. And we definitely wanted to stop there. How about... Come on. How about... I want to see something. All right, we definitely don't want to go too much further that way. I cannot trust this game. It does... The controls are just freaking horrible. Okay, this way a little bit. Nice jump. Even with the bigger buttons, it's still too dumb to know when I'm hitting jump. All right, I got to... All right, I got to put a boat down. And see you next session, which probably is the next break. See you then. And we're back. I knew there was a way to do it. It's different than how I remember it, though. Still might be a little off position, but at least now I have some kind of control over this thing. Although, this button needs to be fixed. I wish there were this. I'll just put it there. I'm literally pressing the button, and it is not doing anything. I mean, that is annoying. Now I got to get used to it being somewhat back to normal. Although I think these buttons are now just a hair too far to... So let's spend our time playing Change the Settings. That's a fun game. Touch. Customize the controls. A little too far. I wish I could see exactly where it was going, but... Alright. And we can move the player. That shouldn't be an issue now. Well, it'd be nice at this point. See, I mean, I already proved it even with the giant buttons, how dead these controls are. In a way, I kind of like how it works now a little bit better, but in another way, not so much. In fact, I think I'll make yet another change, because... Nope, that's not what I wanted. That's what I wanted. Move it down, and this could be moved down a little bit. Not what I wanted. Then I just completely slid off. Okay, over here. Can't move. Break. Well, that's still a thing. Breaking the block I'm not even touching, which, by the way, is a general Bedrock thing, because Windows 10, I've seen it do it there as well. And janky boat. Look at that janky steering. And that is a bug in the game, because I've seen it on people playing the console edition. I've personally seen it on Windows 10, and I'm seeing it here. Hopefully we can find a village or a lot of sheep or something like that. Wow. I mean, look at how it's difficult this is to control. And this is exactly what we did not need at this point. That is the worst biome to pop up right now. Alright, let's get rid of some junk. Only one bed? Pressing a button. Oh, it's still something. Definitely could use a village. Or over here. Yeah, now I got too used to everything being wonky. Break. How are we on food? Well, right now we're going to move the player. Yeah, now I'm getting too used to how it was. And I'm not talking in a good way. Break. Yeah, they figure out how to make them super dead, so they don't really work too well at all. Really? Alright, so let's see. We're gonna need one of these, and we're gonna need one of those, and we're gonna, no, this one. All right, we got that there. We can put that there. We can put that there. Sleep there. There, now we're not obstructed, and we'll just do this for the hell of it. And next bed. And we can, while we're at it, and for the time being, why not? Oh, we already had a settle up, or did we? Well. Okay, move the player. And we'll just be sure that we're good here. Alright, so we're going to fight me every bit of the way. And, okay. I'm wondering, what the? Sheep. Where are the sheep? Break. Okay, we made it to 8290. We were so hoping to make 8,300 last week till everything, of course, went wrong. Yeah, you know, out this far, it's not quite as bad as I thought it would be. It's still terrible. They got to fix this boat issue. Yeah, that is very difficult. And just randomly go off. All right. Yep, keep going. Made one too many of them, but that might be okay for right now. Nope, don't want to swim. Want to... Well, this is, I guess, the better alternative, I'm hoping. It's getting less and less doable as we go. How are you supposed to control this? All right, how about we go in a direction that we want to travel? That's better. It's not great. Okay, this is more open. So hopefully we got a nice little open stretch, which, yeah, that's kind of asking a lot. Especially how boats work nowadays. I see land, that's good. Let's move the player along. In this case, it's not the stick, it really is just that hard to control the boats now. Hope they fix it. I think everybody's hoping they fix that. I don't know why they just couldn't leave people's settings for the controls alone, because everything was in a very nice spot. Everything was navigable, everything was doable. Then they had to go screw it all up. That's Microsoft, as I said before. If it ain't broke, we'll fix it anyway. Not what we wanted to do, but this way. Fortunately, there's not enough water doesn't take us 5 blocks per second, so that could not take us anywhere. What would be nice is a village, or wrong animal. But at this point, we'll take him because we never know how many wool of whatever color we're gonna get. Alright, we could also move the player. And we're back to this crap. Place. Well, we got through that somehow. I gotta keep an eye on the clock. As I've always said, if it's nice, clear ocean, then this isn't much of a problem. It's where there's ice here, nothing there, that's where it is a problem. Place. Yeah, go on. Move the boat. Alright, see how it's nice and open? That's fine. I mean, some of this wobbliness is from the distance, but most of it is just it not working correctly. This way is a little obstructed. We could use some land now. Of course that's what happened. Of course that's what happened. We need land. That is a thing. We need land. Let's make some land happen now. All right, this is getting old, and I have to quit. No, I don't want to swim. I want to move the player. And we're going to have to quit here because break is over. Bad timing, per usual. See you then. And we're back. Exactly where I told you not to go, boat. All right, stop, stop, stop. You didn't stop. Well, do we have another bed? How about, yes, we do. I don't like to do this, but we're going to have to. What we will do, in case things go horribly wrong, by the way, they brought back the bug where you face, I think it's you face north or something like that. When you, so let's just make boat, chest, boat, chest. That's not where I wanted to really put it. And just in case, we are not going to put a bed in that slot. We will keep that for ourselves. That's a just in case we die, because we're kind of soft locked ourselves if we were to die. So yeah, this goes here. Okay, over this way. Wow, I hate this biome. It used to be so good. Now it's crap. Yeah, we can move. Okay, we got. No. Okay, we could have turned a little sooner than that. Nope, that's not the correct answer. You know that. Move. There we go. Well, boats really do suck now. They gotta fix the boats. Be nice as land. Usable land. And of course, when it's windy out, this building sounds like it's going to collapse at any given moment. I mean, by windy, it's maybe annoyingly windy, like 30 miles an hour at most, or I believe in the land of the kilometers, I believe that's around 45, which, yeah, it's annoying. That's about it. You can kind of tell which way it's blowing by looking at the trees. There's enough bending to see, but not a whole ton. Unless they're small enough. Good. You know what's even better is we find land. This no longer flies, unless we have an ocean like this in them that we can get around. And of course, it has to be the worst possible stuff, though. But beggars at this point cannot be choosers. What would be nice are some villages or sheep. Oh yeah, that's not gonna work. That's stupid. All right, this way. Did I see a... No. I didn't think I saw a village, but I thought I might have seen the top of an igloo, which at this point, even that's good, because there's another bed. Nope. Tell the game just likes doing what it wants, not what's needed. And good, we are aligned with a block. Preferably one that... Oh, can we? Can we? Yes, we can. Thank you, Mr. River. All right, we do see trees over there, so we're working our way in that general direction. See, now I got too used to that god-awful, oversized... that awful oversized controller. Can we jump over this? Do we want to try? Well, I guess the answer was yes, because it worked. Nice jump. Now I think the jump button might be out of position a little bit. So with that being said, let's go back and do this. Yep. Move the player. All right, we've got trees now. I didn't think we were going to make that, but micro jumping is not a thing that helps us. Okay, over here. And randomly whacking at things. The snow actually saved us from a Dave Grohl, which, minor inconvenience. Okay, that was pointless. Didn't know if that was a good or a bad thing jumping there. How about we end this mountain? We're trying to avoid the mountain for a reason. Alright, there was nothing there. I didn't know if I was going to wind up in trouble. So we're going to have to go a bit off axis again, because the game just does not want to provide a non-mountainy way around. Oh, it looks like there isn't one. Just keep throwing injury to insult. Never mind the other way around. Alright, we wasted enough time doing that. Break. Alright, we need other biomes. This is not a working biome. We are in very bad shape. Things are not correct. Move the player. Move the player. Why are we not moving the player? We're not ducking. Shouldn't have been having issues there. Okay. Not okay. I just want to move the player. This is not acceptable. We need usable terrain now. We don't have anything. Where are the sheep? Where are the usable terrain? Where's the usable terrain that could get us somewhere? And we're in trouble because the game doesn't want to provide usable terrain. Nice jump. In that time, I mean it was a good jump. How about moving the player? Now it actually is getting windy outside. Of course that's how it worked, because it won't. All right, we got to move. We got to move. Player moves now. It's getting dark. We don't have a way. All we're getting is the wrong answer. No, we're moving now. Let's try moving the player. I like the moving the player option. I like moving the player option. All right, this needs to go away. And we have another one of these. Can we have a how about the pickaxe, the thing that I asked for? And yet again, here we are not making progress because nothing's cooperating. So move the player. What we'll do is we'll put a block there to keep anything from spawning in. So once again, we're at this again, because we just can't have any cooperation. Yeah, okay, you were breaking. Good. As much as it's against what I want to do, right now I think this may actually be a good thing. Or we can move the player. Nope, we don't want that. We want this. And, yep. I typically do not want to do this, but right now we are in a position where we need to. We'll start with those two and work our way. We're pressing X. All right, so we got a gap, but that's not going to be a big problem. But that is. All right, we knew that wasn't going to give us a ton. Wow, what would it be like for something to go correctly? I wouldn't know. It doesn't happen. So, again, this. And we can move the player. Where were you when I needed you? Not the. Actually, I was kind of on that block, so. Mm-hmm. How about the block? That's not the block. Of course, it just takes anything it wants. It does not listen. The cobblestone that I actually asked for. The game stopped doing whatever the hell it wanted. Yeah, X is over there. Okay, if I want to hit X, I need to hit it where it is. No. How about the pickaxe that I'm actually touching? There we go. Wait a minute. Oh, useless crap. What'd be nice is we get terrain we can use. We shouldn't need that. I gotta keep an eye on the clock. That we need this. Inventory. All right, so okay, we did not make this a thing. Pressing. Okay, not exactly where I was pointing, but Alright, so like I said, when I get to a certain time, and we're gonna cut out a little hole for us to be in a boat so we can save this progress. I only have one bed left. That is a noise we don't really want to hear, but a little too far that way, but then we can break. Actually breaking everything but the block I'm touching, including there. I'm over here. This is where I'm touching. Be nice as if we could see the other end of this mountain and see something that is not mountain. That would be great. And we got another progress killer of a show here. Oh, what do we have here? Do we have progress? How about this block? I can't blame the game for ignoring that time. Oh, yeah, we have snow. All right, we are out of the system. We can move the player. Like to see some other biome now. All right, it's getting a little. We can move the player. Move the player. Oh, something go right. Anything. Come on, something go the right way. Anything. That's the advantage of the leather boots, apparently. You can just climb your way out of gotta climb your way out of the snow. Okay, jump. Good. That was important. How about jump? All right, it's getting late, unfortunately. That is not the direction we want to be facing. So we're going to face this way, and then, oh, of course, more mountains. Why the hell not, right? So, yeah, we'll be back to it whenever next time is. It's probably washer dryer phase. And we're back. It's washer dryer phase of being done the same day that... Are we heading in the right direction? Yes, we are. And we're still stuck in crappy mountains. Oh. You know what I'd like to see is not mountains. This biome really needs to end. I don't like this biome. We need to move the player. That was just a bad jump, and this, of course, will be in the way. That I saw coming. Okay, how about over here? Nice jump. The jump button, per usual, doesn't... Okay, move the player. I gotta look at the last episode and see where the buttons were in it. It'd be nice is that the mountains end. We're gonna move the player. Move the player. Can we at least have mountains where stuff can happen on them, like sheep? Well, it just doesn't end. This game does not want us to succeed in any way, shape, or form. We can move the player. Move the player. You know what? We got 8 billion of these blocks. We can just get rid of them. That's not what I wanted. Can we do what we want this time? Very important. In fact, let's waste some more of these, because we're trying to climb and move the player. Yeah, let's give it a shot. We're swinging swords randomly. Move the player. I have a feeling this stick is still not in the exact right place. Move the player. Do a new thing. Move the player. Can we just end the mountains? Or at least switch to a mountain type that we can find things on it. That would be good. Okay, we went way too far. Well, let's just see if we can reach that tree. We can. That'll help us. Okay, out of stuff there. Nice jump. Jump button per usual does nothing. That was a nice jump, because the jump button decided to actually do something. We are in very bad shape. This has got to be one of the toughest starts we've had. Okay, we need to... Move the player. Alright, we gotta... This is what I don't want to do, but we gotta. Is... We have to use our final bed. We don't have any more. And what's going to happen is if I can find a safe way around, we'll move ourselves ever so slightly more. Okay, we can move the player. Move the player. Wow, I'd like to move the player. That would be great. There's no way to move. Alright, so this is what we're doing. We're trying to make a way to move. Which, of course, is not going to happen, because that would be wrong. Break. Alright, we're getting to a point. Break. I'd like to see an end. This is not ending. This is continuing. I don't want continue. I want ending. Well, I ask for so much. I want to continue, not struggle. Continue. We need a point. Break. We need a point. Let's just have it happen. That's all it's got to happen. Make a point. That's all we got to do. I think we're going to get to a point. Alright, we reached a summit, so we have a way. Now let's see if there's a safe way down, and there kind of is. We just gotta move this way a little bit. Move the... Can the game just do one thing right? I think we see an end to the mountains finally. But what I'd like to see is a village, or sheep. White sheep. Although we got some black wool. A black and a white. So I mean, 2 black sheep, 2 white sheep. Either one. Either one is good. See, we found a safe way down. So if we die and we start up there again, we can bring the bed down here. Yeah, like, we can really afford to do that. That's a polar bear. Alright, we're looking for not mountains. We really need not mountains. That area looks a little more doable, I guess. I don't know. I just want the mountains to come to an end. I want a biome of usefulness to happen. We need to move. We do have leather boots on, yes. Move the player. Nice jump. Oh, yeah, jump after I press the button. Yeah, that'll help. You know what also will help is if we can move the player and get out of the winter biome. Out, not here. No more winter biome. Make bye-bye. Yeah, we're going to go way off axis if it is the only way to do it. We can move the player. Place, 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 place. Why the hell can you not place? Seriously? Place. Alright, move. Alright, that makes it doable. Move the player. Do a new thing. Do something right. That would be a new thing. Place. Janky boat. Oh, we're finally getting out of the winter biome. Good. You know, what would be nice is... Alright, we're under the 256, which is good. Okay, we can move the player now. New thing to try. Move the player. We get so many of these blocks, we can just do this to move the player around. Nope, that's not the correct answer. We need to stop doing that and start moving the player. I like moving the player. Move the player. Well, this was a bad idea, like anything else I do. We're moving the player now. Try it. Make happy. I like moving the player. Move the... Oh, there's no win. There's never a win. Come on. Well, we got over. I just wish we had shape. I'd like to see some shape. Like to see some shape. Place. Like to... We exited the biome we don't like, but I need shape. We need shape. Of course, you're not going to do that, because that would mean something would go right. Jump. Even that's too much to ask for. Place. Come on, sheep. We know you exist. We know sheep are real things in the game. Thought I saw one. Oh, I did see one. Not where I was, but I wish we could do mutant beds like we used to be able to. We need to move the player. Yeah, you were braking. I'm gonna have to go backwards a little bit. Well, and we can move the player. We're desperate for another white sheep. Alright, we need a white sheep. We're not getting a white sheep. We could use a white sheep and a black one. We'll take that too. Move. Move! Move! Place. Make. Bed. Move! Move! Jeez! I don't need it. Nope, that's not what I asked for. So of course you do everything but. Alright, we made a little bit of progress somehow. And of course that's what happens, because you can't have anything go the right way. That would be wrong. That would be horrible. Now what we would like... Alright, so we have 2 black wool, so we need 1 more black sheep. Or 3 of anything right now. In case we die, we made a clearing. Okay, we can move the player. How about... Alright, move the player. Move the player, move the player, move the player. Move the player. And we have a village, like a village. We're not asking for miracles. Okay, put this here. Get rid of some junk. We don't need that. We don't need that. Have that. We don't need that. We don't need this. Move the player. Alright, that hurt a little bit, but... Oh, of course. Now throw in the other biome we don't want. That's all it's doing, is... It's just... hating. The game is hating us. This is not the biome. Is there an exit? Of course not. That would be wrong. That would mean something would go the right way now, wouldn't it? Wow, imagine if something went the right way. Alright. Place. We need not this biome. It'd be amazing if this game did something right once. This entire episode has been nothing but getting screwed over. Does this river get out? It looks like it does. I hope. You have to go way off axis just so that we don't get killed again. At least in ways that we can hopefully avoid. Could use sheep. Let's try sheep. I'd like to see some sheep. Those things are bigger than a block in size. They don't fall through the world. Oh, that's just a tree. Yeah, it's a small screen, so I mean, old eyes and small screens tend to not work well together. I just would like something to go right. That would be different. I just want to see. That's all I need to do. Junk. Thank you. Exactly what I didn't want. Which is why we did it. Jump. And it jumped. I'm amazed. Oh, we're lined. And a sheep. Okay, we need more than that, though. But we got one. Hit. How are we? What? Oh yeah, that was only one white sheep that we found. That's right. I thought we had found another. Oh, we nice jump. Glad the jump button worked again. I just want to make progress. Nice jump. Probably should try jumping next time. Of course, they're behind a tree. How else would things go? Move the player. We had another one. Yes, we did. We could use sheep. One more black, two more white. Either one. We need sheep. Sheep. Cows are good for food, and that's a project right there. Again, white stump making me think I found a sheep. We could use a black sheep. Could always do that. Could be a nice thing to do. White sheep. One black sheep. Either one is acceptable. We could actually hit them. jungle. That's the one that got us in this mess. Although this kind of jungle, not so bad. Well, the good news is Mesa, which is not helping. Unless there's a village nearby. Move. Okay, taiga, those can have villages. I'd like to see one of those. I'd also like to see some sheep. Something good needs to happen. Of course can we just cooperate once? Move the player. Why are we not grabbing? Move the player. New thing. Move the player. Just gonna look up here. See absolutely nothing. Of course, no other way that would work. So what we're gonna do is we're boarding. We're not holding stuff in hand. We're moving the player now. We're gonna put ourselves in the middle of this lake where we should be safe from anything right now. Turn. Yeah, skeletons can't see us there. Skeletons can't see us there. Alright, I don't have a choice. I'm putting the phone down. That's what you're hearing. So, yeah, I'm going to have to pause and we'll come back when the day cycle is here because the game will not cooperate. See you later. And we're back. And yes, I am heading towards the sun. While I was waiting, monsters spawned over there. Some even saw us. So, since we're only on a 4-chunk simulation distance, if we head out, then come right back, the monsters are gone. The pig is not where I thought it was. How about we move the player? Okay, this is a village spawning biome. We can use that. Two white sheep, one black one. Those are two other things that will work. Of course, the village would be best. We can move the player. Wow, I hate the way the boats work. I don't think anybody is a fan of how the boats work right now. Move the player. We slowed there because I wasn't sure if we were falling into a pit. There is one to the right. We can move the player. Alright. Let's see if something can go the correct way. I gotta look at the footage from last time to see where the joystick was. I don't like the way it just assumed I wanted to change where my controls were. Because they were fine where they were. And they work just fine. And of course every once in a while we'll look. Anyway, I was saying before, or was trying to. Sheep would be nice. We're not seeing any of those. Move the player. So it's dryer phase. That place, that happened while we were waiting. Also, I wanted to mention that we have crossed over the 288,608, so we're 90% through the last million traversable blocks. And if we get to 8,304,500 or so, we will be 99% of the way through all the traversable blocks, and we don't need jungle. This is what got us into trouble. This is why we're in the situation we're in now. Something other than jungle. Boy, the boat is so terrible. I know I've said that about 8,000-9,000 times, but okay, I'm just going to... Can we give us a biome that is good, that we can use, that we can recover? Like ones that have villages. Villages. Sheep. Well, sheep could exist in there, but it's too dangerous. We don't need the danger. Like I said, I cannot control this herky-jerky movement. That's just the way the boats are working at the moment. That is not because of how far out we are. The half-block stutter step in this direction is, but the wobble is not. How about something that's not a jungle? Can we do one thing correctly the entire time we've played? This is by far the worst recovery from a death in the entire series. Because we're getting nowhere. I know it could just go right into the water, but I just want to give this landmass a chance to spawn something useful. Like one more black sheep. Which it won't, because again, that would be stupid. Desert. That can be helpful. There's desert temples, but that's not going to do us much in the way of food. But it can give us food. May not be very good food. And then sometimes it is very good food. And these... oh, come on. Spawned exactly where we don't need to be. We need a food source. Actually, let's just put that there right now. Move the player. Okay, this was actually not worth doing. We could use desert, because those have villages. just get close to the land, see if a sheep shows up or something. That would be nice. Alright, I see regular trees, which means a regular part of the... Is that a sheep up there? Turn. Alright, that's a tree again. Oh, I thought I saw one. Okay, move the player, move the player, move the player. Well, there is one there. Wasn't the one I thought I saw. We now have two. It would have been nice if it dropped the third, because, well... So what we can do now is we have a bed. Let's see if we can, okay, inventory. Let's see if we can survive the day. Well, it looks like we're going to move the player. That would be a nice thing to try. Well, looks like we're going to have to just call it good here. It's progress. Might have to do the move ever so slightly the bed. Okay, that's not a pit of death. Good. Of course, the trees that I'm looking for are at pits of death. How many of these did we get? We can move the player. Move X, X, X. Did my dryer make a noise? Because I thought I got hit. Well, let's move the player. Alright, let's try this again. Slightly better shape. Move the player. Move the player. There we go. We want to be over so we can get a better jump. Like that. Alright, so far the terrain is cooperative enough. We can move the player. That if we were to die, we can move the bed a little bit. Oh, yeah. All right, move the player. Not messing around. Oh wow! Look at all the sheep. Wow, we can make two beds. Okay, over here. Actually, we were lined up. We didn't need to try to move the player. So while we're at it, we can make a black one, which, let's put that here. And then we put that here, so we can make a white one, which we then... Hitting that, we'll take that, put that there, put that there. That was very good. Is that a sign of things to come? Village! We definitely could use that. Okay, keep going. Hopefully you got food. I don't trust this game. Okay, yeah, that's better. How come we're halfway in? Alright. There's food. I would certainly like better, though. Let's just try and get around. Come back to it if the game allows jumping. Oh, of course it's a useless building. How did I miss the... Oh, found what we were looking for. Alright, we can worry about it a little bit later. Right now we need to get more beds. We have room? Yes, we do. I just could have just moved one, but remember he's playing the game. Okay, this puts us in an okay position. And jungle, but it's in the wrong direction, so move the player. I think we got everything. Was gonna go back, but there's no need to do it. I think this is a useless building over here. Move the player. Alright, now move the player. Move. How about move the player? Yeah, useless building. So, with that being said, let's just pop this down. Wow, this is slow and painful. But we're getting somewhere. This needs to not be there. Right now, that needs to be up there. Pressing X. So we're going to go a little further back. Oh, that was the same building. But I also see a sheep. Move the player. And another sheep. Oh, what did I just jump over? Sneak. That may have been a pit of death that we just avoided. We kind of didn't see it. It just appeared all of a sudden, so sometimes now you see why sometimes I stop what seems to be a pointless stop. It's because I'm not sure what I'm looking at. All right, let's get the food. Oh, another village. Can we get to it? Let's break this so we have a little more of a running start. Oh, of course not. Move the player. Move the player. Move the player. We're borrowing your bed. I don't have emeralds to share with you, unfortunately. Useless building. We got a hay bale stack there, but we got a easier one here, I think. Move the player. Move the player. Break. We probably moved a little too early there. Of course, some of these are not going to go in the direction we're hoping, but... Okay, that's a useless building. We're moving the player. This one looks like a useless building, but it isn't. Oh, well, I can't touch that now. That helps. Jumping. Move the player. Sometimes you win, other times you're me. That's how it works. Alright, so now we have actually made progress. Ugly mountains, but not where we're going. More help. Can ditch some of this crap now. We were just using it to try to... This needs to go away. That can go down there. This can go down there. That can move over there. Jumping. Okay, that's a useless building there. Alright, so... Did I leave a crafting table where I shouldn't have? So again, breaking down some of these. Another 40. I think we're now good in the food department. Then we'll worry about equipment when it's time. Move the player. Move the player. And mountains to ruin everything again. Oh, we made that jump, which I was surprised. Usually those kind of jumps we don't make. Move the player. Move the player. Boy, the game does not listen. Alright, let's switch some positions here. This can go there, that can go there. Can move the player. Yeah, we got this. Break. Break. Just want to get up this thing. It turned on me. you get these extra building blocks. It's just... Okay, yep. Right. Of course, the jump button failing to do anything. Move the player. Well, there wasn't a drop there, but there is there, and I failed to hit it right. As well as that one. Alright, so we got a descent here. There's sheep down there. We can move the player. We still collect the white wool. Because if we can get a run going, and we run in a village drought, we can use the 63 wool that we're trying to collect and wood along the way to keep our being able to place beds. Move the player. Alright, we're less than 500 blocks from 8.3 million, which is a very big number. Village. Move the player. Of course, I just made that last jump just so we can make the bigger number a little bigger. Boy, there's a lot of beds in this one. We are not in need of the hay bales now. Alright, not this way. Not gonna help. Move the player. The player. Do a thing. Okay, that thunderstorm didn't happen. Actually, I see the sun is about to set. Eat the food. Boy, this game is so unresponsive. So now we have a halfway decent bread count, so we're just gonna work our way through. Work our way through the food that we currently have so we can make it stretch. Even if it doesn't really need to be stretched. Move the player. The player. Alright, I mean, we could use that, we could dump that. Oh yeah, I don't know why I thought I could open the door that's north-south facing, because we can't. Very big village. Or the door. The door. Maybe I'm trying to open the door. Did I mention that this game is very unresponsive? Red bed. Let's see if we got more food. Of course not. Boy, this is a very big village. Hey, there's an emerald. You know what? I think we will take that because we are getting close enough. And away that one goes. How many beds do we need anyway? That can be combined. That, I don't know why wasn't combined. That, I think we can put... No, we... Put that there for now. This is like a metropolis, never mind a village. Useless. Another one that falls through the world. We probably won't waste the whole day just, yep, move the player. Just gathering stuff here. Okay, that's a useless building. That one, I guess, is as well. I think we've been here. I'm not sure. I don't want a chance taking out a bed that I've slept in. The player. Alright, we're almost through the useless building again. Although if I put this here, put this... Actually, yeah, this would be a good idea to get these iron ingots right now. Pressing. Move the player. Move the player. Yeah, that was a noise I didn't like to hear. Alright, less than 200 blocks away from not really the ultimate secondary objective. But we are getting ridiculously close. Once again, nice jump. Break. Why did we place? I want jump. And there we are, 8.3. Now if we can get to another 4,500, we will be 99% of the way through all the traversable blocks. This is why I think this new quote improved decoration thing that they did is more of a detriment than a help. The food. That looks like a bit of death. Oh, we're down to only 4 of them. Might as well have them both in inventory right now. Oh, I don't look good, I see. Jumping. Are we seriously doing this? Well, there's a river going through it, so... Whoa. Definitely here. Let's grab these that could have saved us. Another 88,000 for something or other. And then the secondary objective will be completed. Wow, our boat's really a pain right now. I've said it, I know I've repeated myself about 1 trillion times, but they gotta fix it. It's bad. It's uncontrollable. Alright, so... the player. You know what? This is a fairly safe spot. We didn't want to put it there. Base. And mountains again. Can we skip them? this is where I want to be. Couldn't get the boat there. Or over here. The player. So we slept in a black bed. That's very unusual for this. There's rarely are there enough black sheep to make it worthwhile to make a bed. Desperate situations, yeah. Place. And this looks like it's going nowhere. So what we can do is that second jump may not have been necessary. We could move the player. That would be a nice thing we can try. And it seems the mountains keep coming towards us. We're trying to get away from them. Alright, we would like these to get away. Break. Let's just see. Eat. See, even in the smooth north-south direction, it's all messed up, so... did get it. Place. We didn't need to go this high. Move the player. Didn't need to jump there. player. Need to hit up a little bit, and then we can hit this last one. Oh no. Exactly what we don't need. It'll be easier to just bash these out of the way, plus collect some more of these. Well, we're so way off axis anyway. Probably work our way away from the mountain. Move the player. Oh, still got a little bit of time. Move the player. Boy, this game does not want to work. Yet we needed to move. Good, we got the boat. It's safe, but I'm just gonna do this. How about that was pretty decent. And let's, like I say, I know it seems senseless to just move and then bash into the wall. Again, we're trying to make the big number much bigger. And of course, the way the boats are working, it's a lot easier to just slam into the side of a hill anyway. Alright, it looks like it's going to continue a little bit, so we'll stop right here and sleep the night. Red bed, the original. Jumping. I didn't need it. Let's. If we we can get another slightly more than 4,000 blocks. We are 99% of... Oh, didn't see that opening. 99% of the way through every possible traversable block in this direction. Well, at least in terms of distance. I think the world size would get ridiculously huge if we tried to visit every single block along the way. And this isn't a defect that we have to waggle in order to get through diagonals. It's this juddery bit that is broken. I don't like their fjords, but at least we're moving. That's the important part. And that's the... Nope, not what we said. Turn. Move. Okay, now this way. Yeah. Keep moving. Move again. Copper is not a... Why does the jump button not work? Move the player. Definite pit of death there. Oh, there's a village. Can we reach it? Well, we've got no choice, because nothing seems to be spawning in a way we could maneuver. A little more. There we go. Yeah, pick a way. Break. Swap that. And the pickaxe is still okay. Let's check our... Let's make that. Yeah, we didn't really need to do that, but we did. Alright, so let's move move that there. Because I like to have this and this one interchangeable and next to each other. We're trying to get as much of this stuff as we can. It's a long way. We can move the player. And we can brake when we're pressing the brake button. It's a very long way up. We got our 64. And we'll just do this because we can. Alright, let's actually grab this. Brake. Brake. Oh, of course, we chose the part where there's a tree. This will keep us lit as we try to make our way out of here. And we made our way into the village. Alright. Move the player. Move the player. Easy thing. The player. Actually, I think we can get rid of these now. That I know is just going to respawn anyway. Move the player. Move the player. This game just can't do anything. Alright, so Doesn't look like there's anything really worthy up there. Move. Okay, this should be there, and that we'll put there. We're definitely good on beds, a little too good. Move. Okay. Can we just let the player move? Doing so much better, and now you're doing this crap again. Move the player. Missed the... we gotta stop. Alright, there's a bridge. It wasn't a death drop by any means, but safety more important. Move the player. We see a sheep, we can move the player. Move the player. This game just doesn't want to do anything. Move. Ugly mountains again. Nice jump, although I missed the button, so... Yep, keep moving. We're not stopping. Don't know why you're stopping, because I didn't choose to stop. I choose to keep moving the player. That's not gonna work. Unless we, is there something we can temporarily get rid of? The answer is no. I just wasted time. Now the question is, you're still there. Good. Move the player. Of course, if the player would move, strange thing I like it to try doing. we're stuck. Move the player. Alright, we got plenty of... Move the player! Break. Move! Why are we not moving the player? We need to be able to move the player. I can't move. Back to these. Move. Great, what can we get rid of? That. Move. Smithy. And we already have a helmet, so this was worthless. Do is we'll bunk in this place, put the phone down. That's in case you're wondering what that noise was. So, yeah, the thing I've been trying to say at the very beginning and kept being sidetracked to the very end of this video is this is done on the day I normally put these together, but similar to when I didn't feel like doing these till later, it's happening on the day that I put these together, Sunday. However, it is Christmas week, so my company is giving us Christmas week off, so not really hurting anything. Free bed. Alright, out into the wild wilderness. Okay, we can move the player. big number bigger. And again, just, okay, we can jump. And that again is just to help make that number bigger. The bigger we can get it, of course, the better. I would like to get it to at least the secondary objective, the 8,388,608. We get the 8,300,000 part. Big roll. And if we can just have terrain that cooperates, which we know is not a thing, and they're trying to force me in that direction. We're still collecting wool from these things. How much wool do we have? 5. Oh yeah, we made a couple beds that we didn't really have to make, but why are we not moving the player? Alright, sneak mode. Alright, this would have literally been just a single block drop. No, it's not exactly asking a ton, but 3/4 of the way towards, well, a third of the way towards the next 10,000, but 3/4 of the way through to a specific point within that 10,000. Which will be a milestone. And I was surprised the major milestone actually happened on land. It's usually out in the water somewhere. And we can move the player. Use the very canopy here. And that worked for reasons unknown, that it actually worked. The player. You're annoying. Out. There's a drop. Move the player. I'm not stopping. we should be moving the player. Move the player. I remember they made that one update which had a bug, but for some reason, if you just pegged the joystick, it would move. You didn't have to do the jump. Now it seems to be the opposite, is that they made it more dead. Not much like any controls in this particular game seem to not be very responsive. Move the player. Did we stop? I don't remember. And jump. We missed. Why are we micro jumping? Not helping. Not helping. Zero help. And why is that there? The low one goes there. Yeah, I'm not sure if I want that sheep. You're in a bad spot. And you're probably gonna go over the edge and kill us both. Move the player. This one, on the other hand, I see the village, but I'm not sure if it's going to be worth visiting. Yeah, that's a project village. We'll just take a quick scan, see if there's anything of value, and it looks like it's just a village without a smithy, so who cares? Move the player. Stop micro jumping, please. Go. Went from the very worst restart from a death, all of a sudden spiking to we're pretty decent. Of course, we could always improve the armor, things like that. As long as we don't die, we're in pretty good shape, and the bundle, I hope, can hold boats. I have never really used them or looked up what they can and cannot carry, or carry more or less of. Of course, it has to be a mountain. Of course, lava had to be where it is. Break. It's starting to get dark, so alright, so place a bed here. Spider. Bunch of zombies. Yeah, hissy boomies. I don't want that either. Or skeletons, even worse. We're safe from them. Okay. Duck was on for reasons unknown. That is 100% the wrong answer. I asked for the dirt. I did not ask for the table. I asked for the dirt. Place. Move. Okay, so aim for here. Jump. No, crap. Move the player. Keep moving. Nope, we didn't stop. We're still moving. Nope, still moving. That time we hit something, so yeah, that time we stopped for a reason. Move the player. Keep moving the player. So close to the 99% mark. Move the player. We can try that. There we would have to stop as we hit a surface. Baby sheep, not useful. Move the player. Move the player. And I believe now we are officially 99% of the way through all the traversable blocks in this direction. And how do we celebrate? By putting us in a biome that we don't want. Oh, how we do not want this biome. This is not the correct biome. The player did move. Looks like there isn't a way around. Move the player. Move the player. Move the player. This is not a biome to not be moving the player. I'd like to move the player. I'd like you to do a new thing. Need to be moving the player. Let's try that. Alright, we're not going to make that, so... Alright, we didn't need to jump there. Move the player. Move the player. We should be using the other stuff. We only have 7 of the other stuff. Move the player. Why are we whacking swords? Back it up a little bit. I see the end of this biome. Remember the last time we've said that, we got screwed. Although it was a jungle, still. The player. Are we going to actually exit this thing? We got out. Move the player. Alright, that was a bit of a yaw thing. Okay, we need to be... we're jumping. Oh, sheep. But we're going into a biome we didn't want, which truly we wouldn't want. So we are now over 99% of the way through all the traversable blocks in this direction. And we're not being given a way to move. Nope, that's not going to work. Move the player. Move the player. Alright, we don't want to keep moving that way. Okay, how about get the pointing this way, move the player. Of course, when it does let me do it, it puts me in a place where I just hit the edge. Alright, I just want to pause for a second. I want to check the joystick location. .75, not a thing. So maybe if that little bit is enough. Alright, we're committed to this direction, apparently. So, yeah. Alright, that would have been a bit of annoyance. Player. Move the player. Nice jump. We can't move. place. Move. That works. And up. Right, that would have been nothing. We can move. Move. Nice jump. Alright, that was... Okay, that wasn't a pit of death, at least where we were. Move the player. This is ridiculous how much crap is in the water at this point. And now I'll be happy to get to 8310. Being how we were not okay, how about, and you know what, let's just go over here. Place. How about the sword? Move the player. The player. Alright, there's a white sheep there. Grab some of that wool just so we can. Jumping. Might be nice to jump when jump is pressed. Alright, we are at the 52 pieces of wood. 9 wool, so we only have enough to make 3 beds if a village drought were to happen. Village famine, more like it, because they have happened. Move the player. Ooh. River continuation was hiding. Weird island we can go past. That was hiding. about the sword. That was a weird one. My finger must have drifted. That was a pit that hurts. That was a pretty good run. Oh, 15% battery power. And once we hit 5, that's pretty much the death sentence. Move. Alright. No, we don't want to be under a tree. Alright, one final sleep. If we make it there, we should. Over here. Oh, it's just to continue the ocean anyway. Not the jungle that we don't want the jungle. That's what killed us before. So the next sleep will be it. I mean, we got the 15% warning. And if we get the 5, then we're going to have to find a place to sleep and call it good. Nice to not have a jungle. Although this sparsely populated one is fine. We just can't, I mean, we're probably going to have to face one anyway. We've made it hundreds of thousands of blocks without dying before, so hopefully we don't, and we can use the bundle for whatever help it may bring us. Right here. Too far. Place. Less than 500 blocks. Savannah is a sign of better things. We get our chest boat back, and it was junk. We're hitting X. No, we're not swimming. We're moving. We get through the next 200 blocks. Alright, I would rather go through the mangrove. As painful as that can be. And 8310. It doesn't spawn monsters in half done. No, I don't want that. I want you to move the player. I want you to move the player. Oh, sparse one. You know what would also help is if we move the player. Break. So, junk, go. Of course, it had to put me in between the tree. Come on. Right here. This is where we want it to be. Nope, can't go that way. Move. Okay, of course we have to have a tree in the way. But, of course we have to go off axis again. But we're probably going to have to go ridiculously far off in comparison when we, or if we hit the milestone that we're hoping for. And we found the edge of this, so good. Not ready for mangroves right now. I mean, it doesn't have that same problem of monsters spawning in half-lit areas. Nice jump. Why does the game have a jump button if it's just going to ignore it? Alright, we're just gonna end it just before the water. Move the player. Move the player. Alright, so we'll put the boat here. Place. Imagine that. I want to place a boat. Place. Alright, scroll down enough. Then it'll place. Alright. Again, we're not going to select a place on our inventory if we're not in inventory itself. So, yeah. Extremely tough start. And then, almost as if a switch was hit, we're doing okay. Anyway, 8,310,347. And this is one way. George F551 saying hope you enjoyed and have a good one.